Welcome back for this final segment of Broncos Beat. Guys, given the short week, the Broncos don't have time to dwell on Sunday's loss to the Bucs. They need to quickly learn from it, turn the page, because this Thursday night football showdown against the Jets will be here in a blink of an eye. Last segment, we talked about the quarterback position, but this week, there is room for improvement at really every position. So, RK, let's start with you. What group are you looking to first to step up and set the tone Thursday at MetLife?
I'm looking to the safeties. This Broncos team is built around dynamic duos. You've got Von Miller and Courtland Sutton. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. You've got Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. You've got Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay. And you have Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson. Only one of those groups is actually together and healthy right now, and that's Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson. It's the highest paid safety duo in the league. And we talked about energy earlier in this show, and those guys need to bring the energy. Kareem Jackson, he's the soundtrack of the defense. I got to see those guys bring the energy and set the tone because they are the best group that this team has to offer right now. They're the one place where you can't say and blame injuries on it. I want to see those guys step up and earn those checks.
Well, for me, and RK's right on the money because you look to the middle of the field. That's where you need to rely on your strength. Everyone says it's the won and lost in the trenches. That's fine, but more specifically, what's tied to your safety play? What's tied to your defense, your running game? Melvin Gordon, where are you? This team needs Gordon to have 100 yards, 120 yards, whatever that number is. And, we're hopeful for the return of Phillip Lindsay. That would be fantastic. You need some energy? Phil's got it. He's got plenty of it. So, a potential return to the field on Thursday night would be fantastic for this team. But you paid Melvin Gordon all that sorts of money. It's time to see more production because you need that, especially on a team that wants to play great defense. Well, you got to run the ball, use up time of possession, do that with Melvin Gordon. So it's time to feed Phil if he's out there and certainly get more out of Melvin Gordon.
And I'll agree with you, Cecil, but I'll say it's the guys in front of both those running backs. You have a backup quarterback that's going to be in there. You got to run the football with the backup. You got to be able to have a short passing game. And all of that, to me, is surrounded by the offensive line. We talked about it a little bit earlier, and I thought it was super telling after the game when Vic Fangio said, yeah, maybe we missed a couple assignments, but overall we were just getting beat. To me, that is really telling about what your head coach thinks about how the offensive line played up front. And I do believe things need to change in how they are operated. I think you go three wide just far too often for a team that cannot protect the quarterback, and I think issues arise there as well. There are bright spots to this team. If you look at Noah Fant, only Hunter Henry at the tight end position has more yards this season than Noah Fant. Jerry Jeudy has over 50 yards in each of the first three games. No rookie has ever done that in Broncos history. To get these guys the football, the guys that are actually making some plays, and the running game, as Cecil mentioned, the guys up front have to play better, and I think that's where I'm going to be focused. They face two groups that are extremely fast in the Steelers and the Bucs, and they come from everywhere. They need to get back on track in a short week and really lay the will a little bit in a sense and move the football.
Well, both the Broncos and Jets are 0-3, and I'm going to say one of these teams will win on Thursday night. Which team needs it more?
The Broncos need it more. The Jets are a dumpster fire. They're quitting on their head coach. They're really just tracking towards a top pick. The Broncos, still have a little bit of hope. It's crazy to say they can have a better start than they did last year if they just win this week. You can point, if you're a coach, to A.J. Boye is going to come back and Drew Lock's going to come back and all these things. You can build hope around a win here. There's no hope in New York. I think everyone's ready to give up there.
Well, I'm the draft guy, and I don't want to talk about the draft in September.
Yes, you do. You do.
Maybe a little bit. But right now, the Broncos would have the number 4 pick. The Jets would have the number 5 pick. Who needs it more? Honestly, Adam Gase to save his job, if we're going to be real. But I believe the Broncos to build some momentum towards maybe getting close to the postseason. I'm trying, James. I'm trying to build some hope back up for this team after this really rough start. Good thing the Jets are here.
Yeah, good thing the Jets are here. Since both these head coaches were hired last year, neither one has won a game in September. Both of them. 0-for. Like, this is an unbelievable battle we were having on Thursday night between both of these head coaches struggling early in their seasons. I know that Adam Gase's seat is hot, and if they lose on Thursday, it's going to be even hotter. They have Greg Williams, who's come in and been an interim head coach in the past, and they are looking, if they have to to turn the tables. Remember, they have a fifth-year option decision to make up on Sam Darnold, who threw multiple interceptions this past Sunday, one of which might have been the worst interception of the entire season. So I think the Broncos are in a different spot as an organization than, say, the Jets are. So I believe the Jets are in a spot to where if we lose this, our season is, as well, I like when Ryan says dumpster fire, so I'll just steal it as well, but it's out of control. The Broncos, on the other hand, are in a little bit different spot. There's different decisions to be made in New York than there are in Denver. That's why this game is really going to be very interesting about when it ends, what happens on Friday.
Okay, really quick, around the horn, one key to victory for the Broncos. Cecil, let's start with you.
Run the ball.
RK?
Identify pressure at the line.
James?
Play Blake Bortles.
All right, guys, that is all the time we have for this week's edition of Broncos Beat. Be sure to follow all three of these guys on Twitter for the latest and greatest updates out of UC Health Training Center. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.